He cast his net with hope, dreaming of a bountiful catch. But when the waves stole everything, despair took hold. Little did he know, life had a greater plan waiting for him. Ravi was a humble fisherman, living in a small coastal village where the rhythm of the sea dictated every aspect of life. Every morning before sunrise, he rowed his tiny boat into the vast ocean, casting his nets with practiced precision. Fishing wasn't just his livelihood, it was his pride, his connection to generations of his family who had earned a living from the water. Yet, despite his hard work, some days yielded barely enough to feed his family. One particular morning, Ravi felt an unusual sense of hope. The wind was gentle, the sea calm, and his instincts whispered of a bountiful catch. Hours passed, and his nets were filled with glimmering fish, more than he had ever seen in one trip. A smile of relief and excitement spread across his face as he imagined the joy this would bring to his wife and children. But as the sun climbed higher, dark clouds rolled in. A sudden gust of wind turned the gentle waves into rolling swells. Before he could react, a massive wave swept across his boat, and in a heartbeat, all the fish slipped from his nets and vanished into the depths. Ravi stood there, drenched and shocked, staring at the empty water, his hands trembling. All his hard work had been swallowed by the unforgiving sea. The despair weighed heavily on him. Returning home with nothing to show for his labor felt like failure. He wondered if his efforts were meaningless, questioning the life he had chosen. The villagers whispered their condolences, but no words could fill the emptiness he felt. That night, as he sat alone by the shore, Ravi realized that life's lessons often arrive disguised as loss. The sea had taken his catch, yes, but perhaps it was about to give him something far greater. The next morning, Ravi returned to the shore with a heavy heart. Yet there was a strange calm in him, a sense that he hadn't fully understood the sea's message. As he prepared his nets, he noticed a small injured turtle struggling near the rocks. Without hesitation, he picked it up and carried it back to his boat, gently placing it in a bucket of fresh water. Days passed, and Ravi cared for the turtle as it slowly recovered. In this small act, he found a strange comfort, a reminder that even in loss, life offered opportunities for kindness and growth. Villagers began noticing Ravi's unusual focus on helping the injured animals that washed ashore. Some mocked him, saying he had lost his mind over a worthless creature. But Ravi ignored them, feeling a quiet joy in giving without expecting anything in return. One afternoon, as he released the healed turtle back into the sea, something miraculous happened. The waves shimmered with fish that had never appeared in his usual fishing grounds. Curious and patient, Ravi cast his nets once more, and this time the catch was plentiful. Not just a few fish, but enough to feed the village for weeks. It was as if his compassion had unlocked a hidden blessing the sea had kept for him all along. Ravi realized the truth. Life's greatest rewards often come after patience, kindness, and resilience. The loss he had suffered wasn't punishment, it was preparation. His small act of care had shifted his perspective, allowing him to see blessings that were invisible when he was focused only on what he wanted. The lesson was clear. Sometimes what seems like failure is simply the first step toward a greater triumph. From that day on, Ravi's life changed in ways he could not have imagined. He continued to fish, but now he approached the sea with gratitude, aware of the delicate balance between giving and receiving. His family shared in the newfound abundance, but more importantly, they shared in the joy of understanding that wealth wasn't measured by what you hold, but by the compassion you show and the patience you nurture. Ravi also became a guide for younger fishermen, teaching them not just the techniques of the trade, but the deeper lesson of humility and respect for nature. He would often tell them the story of the lost catch
and the turtle that had changed everything, emphasizing that every setback carried within it the seeds of a hidden blessing. Years later, villagers would remember Ravi not only as a skilled fisherman, but as a man whose life demonstrated the quiet power of resilience, kindness, and hope. He had faced despair, embraced compassion, and discovered that the universe often rewards those who persist with a pure heart. Even when waves washed away his catch, Ravi had found a far greater treasure: the wisdom to see life's hidden blessings. Through his journey, Ravi taught the world a simple yet profound truth: loss is never the end, and every misfortune carries within it the potential for a miracle. What we often see as disaster can become the doorway to our greatest growth, if only we are willing to look beyond the surface and trust life's subtle guidance.